Hello everyone, I'm Tihua from Wiser Biker. In today's video, I want to share with you the essential stuff that we bring out with us to our rides. And this is the pouch that I have, and I put everything that are essential inside. Let's see what are the items inside this pouch. One of the most common problems that can happen to a rider when he's cycling is a punctured tire or a flat tire. If that happened to you, you are going to need to change your tire on the spot. And to do that, you need to have tire levers. Now, there are a lot of tire levers available in the market, and we have chosen this one. It is one from Bike Hand that comes with a metal core and a plastic wrap around it. So this is both very sturdy as well as it will not hurt your bicycle rim. Right, so there are just so many different options available, such as this as well, pure plastic, and even fanciful ones like this. So it's really up to your choice and your comfort, but make sure that they are able to handle your tire. Right, now and minimally have 2 of them to go out with you. Next is the most straightforward thing to do when you have a flat tire is most likely your tube is burst, so you should be changing your inner tube altogether. That's what we choose to do as our default option, right? So for us, we'll bring out a spare tube. Now, when you're choosing a spare tube, make sure that you have one that is the same spec as your existing tire, as your existing tube. Make sure that the size is correct, as well as the valve length is the same as your current one, so you can just fit it in and continue your ride. For inner tubes, we choose not to use the original box that comes with the tube because it's too bulky, and put it into a plastic bag instead, so as to prevent it from rubbing against the other tools that we have inside the same pouch. Well, the next thing you need will be an air pump, and usually we'll bring out a mini hand pump like this. Well, it can be quite a painful experience to pump up your tube or your tire with a small hand pump as such, especially for road bike users when your tire PSI will go minimally about 80 and above. Right, yes, it's quite a painful experience, but in reality, you only need to activate this option when you have a flat in the middle of your ride. Okay, ideally, you should actually pump up your tires at home or before your ride. Okay, there are some other options available as well in the market. If you don't want to go with the hand pump, you can use a CO2 canisters such as this to pump up your inner tube. These CO2 canisters are actually very convenient to use. They can pump up your tube within seconds, but however, they are actually expendable and you have to dispose them after just one use. Right, so if you're going out and thinking of using these options, so minimally prepare yourself 2 of them so that you have a spare. Now, in the unfortunate event when you experience a second puncture, or you have both of your tubes flat at the same time, and you don't believe in fate, and you want to control your own destiny, and you want to carry on your ride, then you need this. This is going to be your solution and your ultimate backup. These are tube patches, little round self-gluing tube patches. So you can actually find the hole where it is punctured and paste this. Of course, file it a little bit first and paste these patches over the punctured hole, and you can carry on your ride. So always have a couple of this, and well, if you can, pack it in the nice box, just like this. Right, next one are some things that are often overlooked, but they are actually very useful to have, and that is, or to us, is actually essential, because when you go out and in case your chain suffer any damages and you need to join the chain back and remove the damaged ring and then join them back, you can use this type of quick chain links to link your chain back. How to use? For those of you who don't know how to use, you can actually put it in the comment below. Okay, when it's enough likes, I will make another video. Okay, so now the next important things to have is really this. This is a multi-tool. There are so many different options of multi-tools available in the market right now, such as all this. It comes in different shapes and sizes, but I will just want to comment and let you know the key one that I think is very, very important to have, and that is this. Okay, it's often overlooked, but it is really important to have, and that is the chain tool. Right, with this chain tool, and you can actually break open the chain and remove any broken link before you insert your quick link or you join the chain back together. All right. But whatever option that you choose, please make sure that they cover all the tools that are needed for your bike in specific. So before you choose your tool, make sure that you check the different bolts, nuts, and screws on your own bike, and make sure that this multi-tool can cover at least maybe 90% of them that are critical. Right, that is about the repair part. And now, this is one thing that often overlooked, but we deem it very, very, very important. Right, in the army, we are always trained to have ID tag when we go out for any exercise. Now, this is the ID tag where we put the critical informations on. Very, very important informations. Just in case you are met with an accident and someone needs to save you and send you to the hospital, you can have your name, your contact, your NRIC, and most importantly, have your blood type. That is very helpful to the health workers. They're going to save your life. All right, and of course, leave the emergency contact name and contact number on this card as well. Next is your handphone. I believe I don't have to teach you how important your handphone is. As long as you are born after the 1980, I think you realize how important Instagram, Facebook it is. I mean, a lot more users to it, and you probably know more better than me. Well, finally, this is one thing that you must pack. Right, have some spare cash with you in case you need a recovery or you need to grab a taxi home if you really cannot carry on your ride. And the reason why I choose these $10 notes is because they are waterproof. So these are the essential stuff that we think you should have with you when you go out for cycling. And there are many ways to pack all this nicely and neatly. There are many options of pouches available in the market, depending on your preference. Sometimes you can use things like this, like a water bottle shaped kind of pouch where you can actually keep it in your water bottle cage. Or alternatively, there are also a lot of saddlebag options available, and this one in particular is something that I like as well. It is fully waterproof and it's actually quite big and a lot of room inside, so I can store all this nicely in. After putting all the essential items in, I still have some room, and this is when I will consider to put in some items that are good to have when I go out for the ride. And that the number one thing is to consider would be a spare tube. Alright, if you are kiasu or kiasi or whatever, you just have to bring one more of this so that in case you face a second puncture or you have both of your front and rear tube punctured at the same time, so save a lot of work of patching. And next I'll put a glove. If not a pair, maybe at least I have one so that I won't dirty my hand when I touch the chain, or when I change the tire, there may be some sharp objects that are stuck onto the tire itself, and I have to touch and feel and find them. So this would be a very good option to protect my fingers. And this one is something that is not common. It is a tweezer. Now the tweezer serves a very unique function, and that is to remove the debris or whatever sharp object that is stuck onto the tire. Instead of using, we actually experienced once before, There is very tiny, small little bit of metal stuck onto the tire, and we have a hard time removing it. So this tweezer will be very, very handy to have. And yeah, these are cable ties as well. Cable ties are actually very, very versatile. They can be used to tie whatever those parts that came off during your ride, and I'll bring along a few. If they're not long enough, I can always join them together as well. And they are very lightweight, so it won't take up a lot of space and it won't increase the weight a lot. And lastly, I will have a clear waterproof pouch that I can actually put my emergency contact, my ID card in, as well as my cash, all in neatly sealed, nice and neat. So I have it packed in. Up. Right. Okay, it's still very compact and it isn't so heavy, and this fits nicely to the saddle. Right, so we are all ready for the ride and hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or if you have any personal tips on what other essential items to bring along with you when you go out for your ride, do share with us in the comment box below so that our community can learn as well. Right, thank you for watching. Do remember to like and subscribe to our channel. Bye bye.